World of YouTube. Terrible sight here tonight with a movie review. And yes, if anybody will know offhand right away when you see this woman's face. But I forgot her real name, but this is definitely someone that is has grown to be a popular woman, and I have give props to her to be still living after these many years after the first movie that was released back 50 years ago, The Exorcist. Of course, if anybody is who's not aware of that movie, but I'm sure everybody is, but if you ain't, very recommended to watch. And I had some crazy stories told to me about that movie. Not many people know, and I would say that I was born the month before its release back in 1973. It was released, I believe, on November 25th. Month exactly to the date. I was born September 25th. And one of the crazy stories is, and the other one wasn't really answered, that my mother went to go watch that movie and literally laughed her ass off at it. And then again, I found myself laughing at the movie and laughing at this movie. Had some funny moments in it, I would say. And I got to admit that I do believe that nothing severe happened on the set like the old original movie. But it is good to see, and I want to give my ratings for this movie. I will give it a 5-star. And to bring back the original characters in it was very, I would say, honoring, because they did a great, phenomenal job in the first one. And that would be this woman here. But I cannot reveal much. I don't want to give no spoiler alerts. So I did take some photos like I always do. Of course you can see. And this one here is one of the girls under the bed. But yes, the original mother. And I forget her name, damn it. But she did another phenomenal job in this picture. She wasn't, say so too active of it, but she was there and she gave a great job. But the other story is, and I kind of joked around, but didn't get an answer, was the simple fact that I believe my mother might have brought me to this movie, being a month old. And then to sit there to say, wow, what kind of mother would do that? But I'll tell you something, boy. Go through the pictures. A lot of my family members, and I want to say my mother, but she would admit it, did end up in a mental institution. But I wonder why she went to this movie and laughed her ass off. Especially the part where Megan at the time was puking out the green pea soup scene. So, that being said, yeah, like I said, I took some pictures, and I will say, boy, they did a great job too on this. I mean, giving it a natural fear. It was a pretty damn good storyline. Like I said, I can't give too much out. I recommend highly everybody go watch this movie if you've already seen it. Throw in my comments, of course, of what you thought of the movie. But yeah, it was for being, you know, I want to say, you know, a last minute thing, or who knows how long they had this movie prepared. But the writing is, I mean, definitely good. The storyline was good, and it does give you a good lesson into life. If you do not know right what you're dealing with, do not mess with the supernatural spirit world. And this movie teaches you that. And like I said, I can't get too much into detail, but the girls did some, you know, some wrong decisions. So the two girls, I mean, they said they had a blast doing this movie. So it's good that, you know, nothing happened like in the original where there was unexpected fires. You know, a couple people died on the set. And they literally had to put that in the movie back in 1973. You know, they had to modify that movie for these things. And it was, yeah, it was kind of gut-wrenching and terrible, but you got to look at it in the perspective that these are educational films in my eyes. You might see the devil, you might see evil at its, you know, worst. But I'll tell you right now, these are educational things, man. And they'll teach you the basics of what to do and what not to do. So with that being said, you gotta get out and watch this movie. It lives up to the first one. Now there are other Exorcist movies, especially one with Linda Blair, The Exorcist Part 2, but that kind of, you know, went into another direction, and it wasn't that great. I mean, honestly, it was just, they should have just left the first one alone. And then there was a third one, Part 3, I think the priest in the original one that saved Megan, Linda Blair, and jumped out the window. He was possessed. And like I said, they just went a little bit too far with creating more, trying to make a franchise out of that, like the Jason or Michael Myers. But I mean, yeah, it's not good to especially when these are true events, and I believe these are true events too. I think that's what they said. Or I don't know, I forget what the hell it was. But like, you know, as I'm saying, you know, trying to make a franchise out of a true story, I mean, yeah, that wasn't good. But this one, this movie being, you know, you want to say the second one to The Exorcist, it does make you, and you should believe, like it says is right. And I do put that in a lot of my endings of videos, is that's right, you need to believe. Especially when it comes to the spirit world and what people do not understand. So I'll just go through these pictures. But anyways, there are things you gotta do is right, and I mean, a lot of, you know, good had to pass in this movie. That's all I can say. There was some good that had to, you know, die by the force of evil. But I can assure you, you know, sometimes to prevail it in the end, you know, hey, good always conquers, but sometimes things end in a little terrible way. But you know, what can you do? But the effects in this are good. I mean, they didn't take too much out of proportion with this. Oh, new Ghostbusters coming. Can't wait to see what this one's like. But I mean, that's it for this, and I'll leave you with the, that's right, the thoughts of how this movie turns out. But I do recommend to see it. I am giving it a 5-star rating because it just picked up, you know, say so where the last one left off. They did a phenomenal job, and seeing the original mother in this film was, you know, how can I say, heartwarming. It was good to see her, especially when they were trying to, whatever they were trying to do. I don't know if I can even say this is like a part 2, but to me, horror flicks, and that includes, say so, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees. All these movies, to me, throughout life, didn't make me want to become no stupid serial killer. It taught me of what the evil is out there and what everybody should, you know, think of. And I'm a ghost hunter, and I found, you know, lots of ghosts. I'm still not ending my journey only until the day I die, but I got more ghost hunting to do myself, and I can tell you, there are certain things and certain ways and certain thoughts that you have to have going into any type of ghost hunting. So, I mean, with that being said, it's not for everybody. And I know for a fact that the way I think, the way I made myself throughout time, and conquering, say so, the evil that surrounded me throughout life, I can say I built my own concrete wall around me and know how to deal, or even, you know, how to keep your mind sane. Well, I mean, like I say, one thing about the Exorcist and what evil does is they like to say things they want to, and it is, you know, what people, what really makes this movie stand out, and why you should believe is when people say so, like in this movie, are told something by the demon or even the devil himself that knows things that everybody else don't know, or people that have secrets. Like one person in this movie, I'm not going to say who, but did something, you have to watch it, and they never told anybody ever about it, but yet this demon in one of the girls said it straight out to that person's face, what they did and what they did wrong. So with that being said, you know, when something like that occurs, you have no choice but to get that stone force field built around you. And that's what I do, you know. The things you gotta think of, the things you can't let play inside your head. And that's one thing that this movie teaches you. You cannot let that demon get inside you and take over. Because if you do that, you will lose the battle. And that's right, you do not belong doing any type of ghost hunting. It is a type of thing that you have to have the knowledge and the mind strength to endure what that evil throws in your face. So, but until our next video, folks, be safe, take care, get out and check this movie out. It is just something that is, you gotta look at it as an educational piece in life. And I mean, the hell was that? That was a weird noise. Then just completely stopped. And some things have been happening since we got home. Yeah, that's right. My son was looking out the window and I guess the truck light went on and I was doing dishes. You gotta watch for that stuff, folks. Even though it's a movie, things sometimes can happen. But take my advice. Stay strong in the mind and look at this as like an educational piece in life. What to do and not to do. So, with that being said, till next video, once again, be safe, take care, and always believe. And I've said that way before this movie came out. And it does have under the Exorcist, believe. And I'm the person here that can make you also believe. As I attract this stuff, so. But like I said, you gotta have the right mind. Out.